Hello everyone, once again this is G, and today I want to show you a large domestic mushroom farm, as well as a few handy concepts I've learned along the way. And if you like farming, then smash that like button for the algorithm. What we've got here is a 3-level village, if you will, that you can build out inside your large base. And in this case it's being operated by just a couple of dupes that live here on site and they don't leave. And when you have a large base, building little villages like this really helps to cut down on travel time. Okay, here's a little overlay. So you can see at the top level, we've got the living area with all the amenities. And it's missing a kitchen. Whoops, I'm going to have to add that later. But in the middle level, we've got the puffed farms. And this probably has more complexity in it than a nuclear reactor video. But I'll talk about that in just a minute. And on the bottom, we have the shrooms. 41 in all. Now, as for the utilities, such as water, oxygen, polluted oxygen, and power, they're being piped over here from other places in the base, as well as there's a conveyor with fertilizer and some additional pipes. All the extra mushrooms and meat get taken away from here to the rest of the base by conveyors. In fact, pretty much everything in this particular setup is run by conveyors. I'll show you the conveyor setup in just a minute, but first let's have a look at the puffed ranch farm over here. Now, if you look at the puffed ranch, it's a little bit complicated. I'm still working to rearrange this and make it a bit more compact, but here's the general idea. We've got the main puffed ranch here in the middle that's making slime and is being fed by oxygen from the vent here, being piped in. The slime here is being fed down to the mushroom farm below. And this produces a lot of prince eggs, and these eggs are taken away by conveyors into this section over here on the left. Now, the thing I want to show you is this spot right here. And if you look, there's a whole lot of puffs in here. Puff princes to be exact. And if you notice, there's a little bit of a naphtha here, and it's a liquid lock. And in fact, this room is, well, it's very large. You see here, it's part of this 8,000 tile room. And it's not really a room, it's just simply exposed to the rest of space out there. That's very important because this prevents them from overcrowding. You can see here, they're not overcrowded for the most part. Occasionally they are cramped because they're in the middle here in the door. But once they're in this tile, they're fine. This liquid lock over here, it's very important. It keeps the puffs inside, as well as it keeps all the gases inside. The eggs get dropped over here from a chute that you can't see because of so many princes are in the way, but it's there. And on the right side, we have a grooming station. And again, if you look at the rooms, this is 21 tiles, and it's still segregated here by some visco gel, which is a liquid lock, and that keeps these guys from getting out of there. So we try to keep them as confined in here as possible without it getting uncomfortable. So this lets the dupes still groom them, and then they just kind of go back and forth between the two rooms. And when they go into this large room, so to speak, they are no longer confined, and actually they spend most of the time here in this area. And so for the most part, they're able to reproduce, and as long as they kept groomed and they keep being fed with, in this case, oxygen, they're happy, and they keep reproducing very quickly. And then when they go back to this grooming station, they can get groomed, and they just keep going back and forth. Now, because there's only princes in here, they're going to want to make regular puffs, those particular eggs. And those get picked up by these sweepers over here and get loaded up on conveyors and sent elsewhere. And first they will try to get sent in here and dumped out of the chute. But if this room has way too many critters in it, check by this sensor. So if it's below 6, it's okay. If it's above 6, the chute is going to close and the eggs will just continue on to this room over here on the right. And you can see here a lot of pufflet eggs. This is where the excess is stored. And then when they make more eggs, they will make prince eggs, and those will still go back over here on the left. And they just kind of keep going back and forth. And this area in the middle just keeps getting topped up by pufflet eggs. And any excess just goes off to one of these side ranches. Now, as for the meat and the eggshells, these are being picked up and sent over here to the storage room where the rations are stored. And if we don't want something here like these eggshells, we can just load it in this conveyor loader and take it away to the rest of the base. So we'll just pick that and it's gone. Okay, now let's have a look at the mushroom farm itself. Okay, what you'll notice here is that the mushroom farm actually has 2 floors. We have the bottom floor over here with the mushrooms themselves, and then we have this top floor over here with all the machinery. And the two are separated by these pneumatic mesh doors that are locked, but dupes, as you can see, are able to walk on them, and they're able to interact with these mushrooms across, as well as the sweepers can also interact across these doors. They don't block the sweepers or dupes from interacting with things above or below the doors. But at the same time, this section over here in yellow, this does not take up any space in the greenhouse below. And this is a greenhouse. Let me show you an overlay. Okay, here it is. You can see it's 96 tiles. And this is fully occupied by mushrooms. There's pretty much no room for anything else. There's a total of 41 farm tiles. And you can see this is an entirely different room. So we've offloaded all the machinery into a separate room. And also, dupes can walk around here. And they can even use Farmer's Touch on these dust caps. And the reason they can do that is the mushrooms themselves are in a greenhouse. The dupes don't have to be in a greenhouse. Only the mushrooms have to be. Overall, I think you'll find this method pretty handy when it comes to farming. And in case the plants are hanging from the ceiling, you just put the mesh doors on the bottom with all the machinery being below. And that works very well as well. And that way you don't end up with any wasted space. You can maximize the space with the plants themselves. Additionally, if you look at these rooms here, you can see this whole area is dedicated to the stable. That's part of this puffed ranch here. And this room is just a miscellaneous room. And what we could do is we could actually cut a hole here and then reduce this room. And this way, all of this could be part of the stable. Puffs wouldn't actually be able to go there because of a liquid lock, but it would give us the space required. And then we could actually shrink this area a little bit. Now, in this case, I didn't bother, but you could try that and let me know what comes out in the comments below. Okay, finally, let's have a look at the conveyors and all the plumbing behind the scenes. Okay, here we go. Quite a bit of spaghetti here, but let me just try to make sense of it all. Below here, we have the slime. It's coming out of this wrench and it's going into the mushroom farm below. From the mushroom farm, we have these loaders that pick up all the mushrooms and they send it up to the ration area. Also, we have over here a conveyor for the fertilizer to make micronutrients. And then all this mess in the middle, this is for the eggs to be sent around, as well as anything else that comes out of puffed ranches. First of all, we have the eggs that are coming out of here. They are prince eggs, and they go over here to the farm on the left. From this left farm, anything that is a pufflet egg goes into the middle area. And if this chute is closed, it will just overflow into this area on the right. And then any prince eggs will just go up to this area on the left, and so forth. Anything else that is not eggs, such as eggshells and meat and things like this, it's all just taken up to this area over here and is then fed into this conveyor right here, and it comes out into the ration area. I know it's a little bit of spaghetti, but that's sort of the gist of it. We have eggs moving left and right, and then anything that's not eggs is just being fed out either to the ration area, or if it's slime, it's going to the mushrooms below. And that's pretty much it. Now let's have a look at the plumbing. So if we look here, pretty much we just have the water coming in. I just mocked this up over here, but this would be the rest of your base. And then we have polluted water going out. As for the gases, we've got polluted oxygen coming in, and it's feeding into this ranch over here, as well as this other ranch. And we also have oxygen that's coming in to feed the dupes themselves, of course, as well as the suits. And anything extra goes into this area over here to feed the princes, because that way it keeps them happy. And over here we have a little scrubber below, you could see, and it's just scrubbing out CO2 and it's taking it to the outside. The power is being delivered from the outside over here. This is the power grid. This is all running off of one transformer, and you can see the potential load is quite high, but it never actually all runs at the same time. So we don't have to worry about it. You can run all this off of one transformer and it'll be fine. This is just using conductive wire. And that's pretty much it. So this is all I wanted to show you right now. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been Greasy Hammer, and as always, if you like this video, then smash that like button for the algorithm, as well as subscribe and share. And stay tuned for more. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.